The classroom fell silent, but not because of respect. It was the kind of silence that follows cruelty. The new teacher, Miss Carter, stood frozen in front of her students, her blouse torn at the shoulder where two boys had yanked at it. Snickers spread through the room. Some students covered their mouths in shock, others laughed nervously, and a few looked down, too ashamed to meet her eyes. She had only been teaching at Oak Ridge High for 3 days. Fresh out of university, carrying dreams of making a difference, she had walked into this school bright-eyed, determined, and hopeful. But Oak Ridge wasn't a gentle place for newcomers, especially not for someone like her, young, kind, and vulnerable to the students who tested every adult that dared enter their world. Miss Carter swallowed hard. Every instinct told her to cry, to run out of the classroom, to escape the humiliation that burned her cheeks. But she remembered the voice of her late father, a judo instructor. Life will try to throw you down. The question is, will you know how to stand again? The bullies smirked, thinking they had won. The ringleader, Jason, tossed his pen on the desk and leaned back in his chair with arrogance. "Guess the new teacher's not so tough," he sneered, earning a chorus of laughs from his friends. Miss Carter steadied her breath. "Jason," she said calmly, her voice carrying strength she didn't yet feel, "step forward." The class buzzed with whispers. No teacher had ever spoken to Jason like that. He strutted up to her, taller, broader, his smirk dripping with mockery. "What are you gonna do, miss? Cry?" And then so fast the students barely registered what happened, Jason's arrogance met the floor. Miss Carter had gripped his wrist, pivoted on her heel, and with a clean, practiced movement, sent him crashing onto the mat of the classroom floor. Gasps filled the room. Jason lay there stunned, the laughter from his friends cut short. She didn't hurt him, she simply showed control. As Jason scrambled to his feet, red-faced, Miss Carter looked around the room. "This isn't a place for cruelty," she said firmly. "It's a place for learning, for respect. I will not be your victim, but I will always be your teacher." The atmosphere shifted. For the first time, her students saw her not as an easy target, but as someone unshakable. But winning respect was not instant. The next few weeks brought challenges, snide remarks, tests of patience, whispers of "teacher thinks she's tough." Yet Miss Carter never lost her calm. She held the line with firmness, paired with an unusual kindness that none of the students expected. One day after class, Jason lingered behind. The same boy who had mocked her now avoided her eyes. He finally muttered, "I'm sorry, I didn't know you could fight back." Miss Carter's reply wasn't what he expected. "Jason, I'm not fighting against you. I'm fighting for you. You're better than the way you treat people." That moment cracked something inside him. Jason had grown up with absent parents, anger bottled up with no place to go. He bullied others to feel powerful, but Miss Carter didn't shame him, she challenged him to be better. Slowly, Jason's behavior changed. He stopped leading cruel games, stopped mocking his classmates. Some days, he even helped Miss Carter carry supplies. Word spread through the school of the new teacher who could stand up to bullies, but also care for them. Her classes became known not just for discipline, but for belonging. Students who had once dreaded walking into Oak Ridge began to feel safe. Months later, Jason stood at the back of the room after the final exam, watching Miss Carter stack papers. "You know," he said, scratching his neck awkwardly, "you threw me on the floor in front of everyone, and it was the best thing that could have happened to me." Miss Carter smiled warmly. "Sometimes," she said, "we need to be knocked down before we realize how strong we can become." The lesson stuck with him, and with every student who had witnessed that unforgettable day. Miss Carter hadn't just taught math or English, she taught resilience, respect, and the power of standing tall in the face of cruelty. And so the story of the torn shirt didn't end in humiliation. It ended as a reminder that strength isn't about overpowering others, it's about lifting people up, even those who try to tear you down. No matter what life throws at you, whether it's cruelty, mockery, or unfairness, you have the power to stand strong. Sometimes, the hardest battles give you the chance to inspire others. Strength isn't about revenge. It's about courage, compassion, and refusing to let anyone define your worth.